Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Once again, I'm back with you for uh, another episode, another tip for my authors. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Ray Destin Jr. I'm the CEO and founder of BOBM Publishing LLC. We are a full-service publishing house. The last 268 authors that we've launched have all went number one on Amazon. The last two being major, a father and daughter combination, showing that fathers and daughters can work together and make it happen. Historic launch, 2 books, 1 weekend. So every day I'm coming to you all with these tips, and the reason that I'm coming with these tips is just for the same reason each and every time. Give you some information to help you as a new or existing author to either sell that book, to write that book, or just to take it to another level, branding and business wise. So if this is helpful to you, do me a favor, go ahead and drop a heart, drop a like, and do me a favor and drop a share. I see you, Miss Erica. It's good seeing you. It's good seeing you, sis. Listen, so today I'm talking to y'all about something that's personal to me. Rebranding your book to rejuvenate sales. And the reason that I'm talking to y'all about rebranding a book is because guess what? That's exactly what I had to do 2 times for my very first book. Dropped my first book in 2015. I published it, had an amazing cover. Rest in peace to my cover designer. She did an amazing job. But the book was just sitting on the shelf. It was literally sitting on the shelf after a while. And this is something that most authors run into. That first week or two, there's this huge buzz, and it's like, oh man, congratulations, thank you. How do I get a copy? How do I get a copy? That third week, it's like, okay, congratulations. The fourth week and beyond, it's kind of like crickets. And you're like, what did I do wrong? Why is my book not moving off the shelf? Why is it not selling? Well, the honest reason is because people still don't know who you are. They don't know that you exist. And the people that do know that you exist, you probably exhausted that list. So now it's time to step out of your comfort zone and rebrand so that you can tap into a different market. What you have to do as an author is go back and look at what is it about my book that is not connecting with my readers. One of the first things that I did when I rebranded was I changed the cover. This is the third cover for this actual book. When I changed it for the third time, I also said, you know what? If I just changed the cover, the exterior looks good. Now let me focus on the interior of the book. And when I focused on the interior, I actually hired an editor and I went in and had it reformatted. By doing those things, what ended up happening is people saw it as a completely different book. The same people that purchased the first 2 copies of the book, they went back and bought the third copy. But I was able to expand outside of my normal network, and I started doing more with the book. And so I'm going to walk y'all through some of the things that I did that really helped, because believe it or not, that one book has literally taken me around the globe. No small fries here. So I want to give you information that's real, that's relevant, and that can help you. So I'm going to go again high level, give you the answers, and then I'm going to break it down for you. So one of the first things is making sure that your marketing materials is right. When you're rebranding, after you've done the edit, the cover, and the interior for the formatting, make sure that you got your updated marketing materials. I'll talk about the different types of marketing materials in a second. Set up some book signings, actual book signings outside of your local area. They're going to give you exposure. They're going to bring in additional sales, and they're going to introduce you to a new crowd of people that you do not know. You got to step out of your comfort zone if you want to be successful. If you want to stay in your comfort zone, you're going to get the same results. Einstein said it best. If you do the same things over and over and over again, expecting different results, that's the definition of insanity. We're not insane. Come on. Next thing is restocking your book. Restock. Make sure you have inventory on hand, because for some people, they can sell an idea. Some people have to have a physical product to be able to sell. If you don't have books in hand, you don't have your physical product that you can actually sell. Relaunch the book. Do a full relaunch party, whether virtual or physical. That's important. Your social media. Make sure your social media is up to date and it reflects the fact that you just dropped something new. And then also make sure that you have your author sites set up. And when I say author sites, I'm not just talking about Facebook. I'm not just talking about Instagram. I'm not just talking about LinkedIn. Those are cool. Those are pretty. But there are specific sites for authors that you need to tap into. And I'll touch on each of those. So this may be a little bit longer video than what I normally do because it's so much information. And this is specifically for those authors who have a book that is not selling and it's just sitting there. It's almost the exact same thing as one of my favorite movies. Y'all can laugh at me if you want to. I don't care. Beyonce was in the movie. I loved it. Dreamgirls. In the movie Dreamgirls, they had just released this major song, and the song that they released bought me a Cadillac, got me a Cadillac car, and it was making tracks, it was making moves, and all of a sudden somebody came along and they stole the song. They re-sung the song, they rebranded it, they did a few things different, and now they're getting major airplay because they had the money. And so everybody came to Jamie Foxx, who was the promoter, who was the manager, who was the guy who was in charge of getting them out there, and said, "How could you let this happen? This is my song. This is my life. This is what I put my passion into." And he said, "Well, we got to get on major airplay. We got to get payola." And they said, "Yeah, well, that costs money." And Jamie Foxx took out he took the box of keys, the Cadillac keys, because it was at a car dealership, and he threw them on the table. And he said, "What's that?" The same thing is happening for your book. Your book is sitting there, and you have access to hundreds and thousands of dollars. It's sitting right there in front of you, but you are letting it sit on the shelf because of a few things. Fear. You're scared to get back out there. You feel like that first attempt was a failure. It's not. It's just that you didn't push hard enough. You got to push a little bit harder to get better results. You feel like nobody wants to read what you've written. Again, that's not true. You may have been in the wrong market, or you may have only tapped into your immediate circle. You got to step outside of that and get outside of your comfort zone. And then the last reason that it's probably just sitting there is because we all got to be honest with ourselves. How much effort and how much hustle did you put behind you? So let's touch on it. Editing, cover design, and formatting. I've talked about this on several different tip videos, right? The editing, go out and find a professional editor. Find somebody who actually edits books, because they may edit papers for school, they may edit papers for this or that, but you want to find somebody who is a professional editor that can capture your voice, that can bring it to another level, and still get the message that you're trying to convey to others out there. Professional editor. Cover designer. Get somebody who understands color schemes, somebody who understands branding, somebody who understands marketing, somebody who understands what should go on a book. Just because it looks good on the poster doesn't mean that it's going to look good on your book. Your book is a walking calling card. If it's done properly, it's going to get you more and more and more calls. If it's not done properly, it's just going to have you sitting there on the shelf. So, and then formatting. Formatting is crucial because you want to make sure that the paragraph indentation is succinct throughout the project. You want to make sure that the font is the same size. What's going on, Ms. Neeson? You want to make sure that the font is the same size throughout. You want to make sure that the chapter headings are the same size. You want to make sure that you actually have chapter headings. And there's other things that can go inside of a book that, if it's properly formatted, they're going to do it properly for you. So make sure that you hire those three specifically. If you can find it all in one place, perfect. If you can't, then piecemeal it together. If you're looking for a team that does this on a consistent basis, my team does this all day, every day. So that's a resource for you. Now, as far as book signings, well, let's go into marketing materials. What are some things that you need as an author for marketing materials? One, you need a professional standing banner. A professional standing banner. If you're starting, when I started, each one of the banners that I had was the actual poster, and I had to go and get the holders and the signs separate because I didn't have all of it at one time to put it together. But these days, I know even today, there's a company that I get marketing materials from that has a 40% discount for marketing materials. And you can get a full retractable banner where it's all one piece that you're carrying with you. So that banner is important. Make sure that banner has a picture of you, a picture of your book, a short description, a website, has your contact information, and has some type of way that they can either join your email list or they can purchase that book directly from you. The easier it is for them to find you, the easier it is for them to see what's inside of the book, the more likely they're going to be to come back to what it is that you have. Cards, business cards. For me, business cards are not a must because a lot of people ask me, you got a business card? You got a business card because you got this company. Actually, I'd rather get your phone number and send you a text message because I know as soon as I get that, as soon as I text you, I have your information locked in. You have my information locked in. And it doesn't go in this stack of business cards that you've been sitting there for the past 10 years collecting at all these networking events, and you don't know who any of these people are. But if you're going to get a business card, it should have, at the minimum, your name, your website, your phone number, your email address, and maybe the social media sites that you have. If you are getting a business card because it's connected to your book, then by all means, go ahead and put a picture of that book on there. That way people know, oh, I met this person at their book signing. I met this person at their event. They have an amazing book. I need to grab a copy. Those things are what you need to have on that business card. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it has to have your contact information. That's the most important thing, is making sure that it has your contact information so that people can follow up with you. Let's go into thank you postcards. Thank you postcards. The reason I say thank you postcards, that's crucial. That's very important. Every day I make it a habit. I'm not going to show you what this was for, but I send out blank postcards that I'll actually go and get blank postcards, and I send out thank you notes for different reasons because it's the attitude of gratitude. If someone has purchased your book and inside of that book, they open it up and there's a postcard in there with their name on it that you personally signed for them, outside of the autograph that you've given them, that speaks volumes because it says you take your brand serious. You take your business serious because your book is just that. It's a business. It is something that you are sharing with the world and you want to get out there. So take it serious. If you go to Walmart and they don't give you a bag, then you probably will be a little bit offended, especially if you're walking around holding a bunch of stuff. If you go to any store, you'll notice that they have branded bags. If you order something online, a lot of times they have branded materials. Even if you're just ordering it from Amazon or something as simple as a FedEx package, they're branding their stuff. Make sure that you brand yours. When you send your books out, you can get custom envelopes created. And a custom envelope can be something as simple as having a label with your address on it, or you can take it a step further and maybe put a picture of you or put a picture of that book or put your company logo on that envelope, because when they see it, they're going to be impressed with the professionalism with which you are doing business. Because again, you are doing business. Your book is a living, breathing business. Treat it as such. So far, we've touched on the interior, we touched on the exterior, and we talked about a few marketing materials. Let's get into the marketing side of it and the sales side of it. I talked about restocking. And when I say restocking, make sure you have books on hand for people that want to purchase it from you. Because for some people, they can say, hey, man, you should get a copy of my book. And they can send people to a website. That's easy. I can do that all day, every day. I don't have to have a book in hand. But if I am in a crowd of people and I know that I'm looking to make sales, I'm looking to move merchandise, I'm going to have a book. I'm going to have a bag of books with me. And I might even have an old school backpack on my back with the suit on, because that backpack is full of books. It's full of material that I need to sell. When you are out and about, keep books in your trunk. If we learn nothing from old school hip hop artists, Master P, Jay-Z, they started off with CDs in the back of their trunk. And from those CDs, that's what turned them into initial millionaires. Obviously, there's backstory before that, but they learned to hustle by having that material with them. When you have your books with you, if you run into a complete stranger and they're like, oh my God, your story is so impressive. How do I get a copy of your book? If you got that book right there and you can say, here it is. How much is it? Is the next question. As opposed to, where do I go to get it? And then they forget to go and purchase your book later. You want to close the sale right then and there. So I say always keep anywhere from 25 to 100 books on you at all times. While you're out and about, at least 5 to 10. And set a daily sales goal of how many books you're going to sell each day and restock after you sell so many books. That's how you keep the business going. You have to have you have to consistently reinvest in your business. You have to consistently repurchase products so that you have products for those that are coming to purchase from you. Next thing, and I highly recommend this because I do these I want to say at least 2-3 times a month. Relaunch your book, whether it be virtual or physical. Have an actual event where you can invite people to support you on this journey. The reason that you're doing that relaunch, if you're doing a virtual relaunch, we do virtual relaunches all the time. And our goal is always the same. We're trying to get our authors to bestseller. That is always the goal. There's something significantly different when someone says, I am an author, and someone says, I'm a best-selling author, and someone says, I am a #1 best-selling author. There's different levels that you personally can will be taking it to. But also, if you do a physical relaunch, invite everybody that you know. The whole goal is to sell books. The goal is not to let that book sit on the shelf. The goal is not to say that you wrote a book. You know how many people write books every single day? At least 1,000 people publish books on a daily basis. Separate yourself from the crowd and be a selling author. Be a selling author. There's a difference between an author and a selling author. An author is somebody who has a book, who has literature, who has something out there. A selling author is somebody who is consistently, actively selling their books, selling their books to people with the intention of building a profit and building a business that can go on and sustain their lifestyle long after that buzz dies. Because the buzz is good, but you got to be able to maintain that buzz and create additional opportunities. That's why you want to have books in hand, and that's why you want to have that relaunch. During the physical relaunch, there's a few things that you can include, and I'm kind of putting all this stuff together for you. One, if this venue that matches your swag, and when I say your swag, if your swag is lavish and luxurious, it may cost you a little bit, unless you find an event planner or someone that can help you to create the atmosphere that you are looking to create as an author. Invite a DJ, invite a caterer, have tables, and at the tables have some of your marketing materials, whether it be your business cards, whether it be a postcard, it can be a bookmark that everybody walks away with. Give them something, give them a swag bag. If you are doing a physical event, Go to different locations. Maybe you know people that have businesses that want to promote their businesses. Include that in the bag. It's something very simple, but it can go a long way. It can go a very long way. And then make sure at that physical launch, you let everybody know you're not here just to see me. You're not here just to say that you came to my event. That's cool. I appreciate you. Purpose of you coming is to purchase books. So if you have 100 people at your event, you need to have 150 books available. The reason that you want to have more books than people is because some people are going to buy two, some people are going to buy one, some people are going to buy three. You never know how many books people are going to buy, but you want them to be in the mood to support by purchasing. Support by purchasing. I don't care about support. Just because you said congratulations, that means nothing. That doesn't move the needle forward. But when you purchase, that tells me that you support what I'm doing. Not only do you support what I'm doing, but you're also investing in me as an author, as a business. That's what true support looks like. So make sure that you have people there that are going to purchase, and let them know the reason for you coming is to get your autographed copy. The copies cost this much. So you don't have to charge them to come to the event unless you're charging them the price of a book. I let that sit. Social media. Make sure your social media reflects this new venture, this new project that you've put out. I know on social media, a lot of people like to express their emotions. A lot of people like to express, well, this is going on in my life, and that's cool. Social media can be a sounding board, or it can be a marketing board. You decide which one you want it to be. If you want it to be a marketing board, then yeah, you can talk about your life, talk about your family, talk about your kids, but keep it positive. And then at least 1 out of every 7 to 10 posts should be something in regards to your material, something in regards to the thing that you are selling actively. Because people on social media don't know you from Adam. A lot of people do not know who you are. So you have to constantly remind them. And what ends up happening is, when the more you post about different things, they may not see everything that you post, but they'll see one thing that you posted or 2 things that you posted and say, oh, that's the book guy. Oh, that's the meditation person. Oh, that's the person that talks about success. That's the person that's always speaking at different events. You want them to know who you are, and you tell the world who you are with your social media. You can tell them that, you know what, I'm just an emotional wreck, because you post, I'm happy today, I'm pissed tomorrow. Or you can use it and drop a quote from your book. If you're dropping quotes from your book, sometimes it can be video. It can be as simple as a video of you sitting there reading from your book. It can be a video of you talking about what's in your book. It can be a picture of you, a quote, and a picture of your book, and a link to order it. That's how you use your social media to build your brand. And that's how you use your social media to relaunch yourself. But if you are pushing for a major project, keep the personal out of it. Keep your personal life out of it. Everybody doesn't need to know what's happening in your life, unless your book is about your personal life and your personal journey, the things that you've went through, because then they're following your story consistently. And they're also fact checking along the line. They're fact checking because if your story and the things that you're posting are in alignment with what they're looking for, they're going to go and purchase that book. They may never tell you that they purchased that book. They may purchase it on Amazon. They may purchase it on barnesandnoble.com. They may purchase it on any number of sites. They may go to a bookstore and get your book, but they've been watching you. Just because they're not commenting does not mean that they're not watching you. So be strategic and intentional with your social media so that they are able to see, this is what I do, this is what I'm pushing, support me or get out my way. That's the way I look at it. Support me or get out my way. That may be a little harsh. You'll get over it. All right. Next one. Your author sites. Author sites are a few places. what most people know for author sites are Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, the basic social media that everybody has. That's cool, but it's not. That's not the only place that people are on for authors. But you do want to make sure that you do have a clean interface for your author sites on those your professional sites on those on those social media platforms. Make sure that you have a banner that has your information. Make sure you have in that banner, it should probably include a picture of you, a picture of your books. And I did say books, multiple, plural, so that people know that you're not just a one-time writer, but you're an actual author. That is so the also you want to make sure on each one of those on those sites um on each one of those sites you have information about you. You have information about the books. You probably need to have a link for where people can purchase your books, a direct link where people can purchase your books. And on Facebook, they actually have a Facebook online store where you can set up for people to purchase your books directly from there. Um, on on Instagram, I don't think you have a direct store. You got to put it in the comments. Or on LinkedIn, same thing. Twitter, the same thing. Facebook is the only major social media platform that I know that is for everybody that you can set up that actual store online. Now, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, um, you can actually run ads. TikTok, Twitter, you can run ads on any of those social media sites. But Facebook is the only one where you can actually have an online store. Now, where are some of the other sites that you need to have set up? One, as an author, every author needs to have an Amazon Central, Author Central, Amazon Author Central site. And you would go to Amazon, it's Amazon Author Central, and create an account and set it up. And again, you need a banner, you need your bio, and you need information about your books. But keep people posted about the things that are coming up. If you got an event coming up, let them know. Hey, I'm so honored that I'm going to be at this event. I'm going to be a speaker at this event. I'm doing a book signing at this location. Share some videos, share some tips from your book, do a few readings, have some live events directly on your Amazon site. You can do a few of those things. You may not have the access to a live video on Amazon, but you still have the access to do a video and post that video on Amazon. Goodreads is another one. Goodreads is a site where you can actually go and find information about books. You can go and find information about authors. People leave reviews all the time about the books that they're reading or have read on Goodreads. So the more visible you are, if somebody leaves a review on your book, leave them a comment. Hey, thank you so much for reviewing my book. I really appreciate it. This was amazing. But you have to set your site up as an author. You can't just go in and create a Goodreads account. You have to go in to Goodreads and create that author page for your books and connect the books that you've written to your author page. Next thing is Library Thing. Library Thing is a fairly new site for authors, but it is also a site where people go on there, they leave reviews, and they're leaving reviews about the books that they have read. They're leaving reviews about the authors that they have engaged in. Again, set up your banner, make sure you have your bio, and start dropping information about what it is that you're doing. You can even create a blog on each one of those social media sites for authors. Litsy is another one, Litsy. Litsy is another site where you can set up a blog as an author where people are reviewing different books. They're talking about the different things that they've read. As an author, you need to be visible. The very last thing that I'll say for you, this is marketing, this is sites, this is for social media, all that. Set up an author website. Set up an author website. On your author website, it should include a picture of you. It should include your bio. It should include it should include the services that you offer. And most importantly, a place where people can buy your books. This is important. All of these things, I know we're just talking about rebranding a book for sales, but all of these things are extremely important if you are serious about building your brand as an author, if you are serious about getting your name out there, and if you're serious about building residual income from your books. So make sure that you have it properly edited, cover design, formatted by professionals. Make sure you have your marketing materials, your banner, your business cards, your thank you cards. You can even create those custom envelopes like we talked about. There's even more marketing stuff that you can have as an author, but these are just a few. Book signings. Make sure that you set up a few book signings at different stores, at different locations. If you know churches, if you know schools, if wherever you can get into to do your book signings. The easiest place for your book signings, though, is going to be at a book store because you're catching foot traffic that's already there. Make sure that you keep a healthy stock of books on hand, a healthy stock of books on hand, a healthy number of books on hand. Make sure you have inventory so that whether you are out and about and bump into a random stranger or somebody talks to you on the phone and you need to ship that book, you have it right there with you. Make sure you relaunch your book with full promotion. Go all out. Do a big event. It's kind of like your book's birthday party. Make it big. Stop playing small for the sake of being in your comfort zone. Do it as big as you want to. But if you do it, the bigger you do it, make sure that you have people that are going to be there to support you by purchasing your book. And then the last thing, or the last two things, are your social media. Make sure your social media reflects the fact that you just relaunched this book, and then set up those author sites. Those author sites, a few: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, which are the basics, but also Amazon, Goodreads, Library Thing, Litzy, and your personal website. If you follow these steps, and take it to the next level, put everything that you have behind that book, your book can do for you what my book has done for me. When I say my book has literally taken me around the world and connected me to so many amazing and great people, that's exactly what your book should be doing for you. The only reason that it's not is going to be based on a few things, and I have it behind me: hustle, grind, and execution. Your hustle, your grind, and your execution. If this is not what you really want, then don't put it out there. But if it is what you want, if you want to take your life and your business and your book to the next level, apply the things that we just talked about. Again, if this video was helpful to you, do me a favor, drop a heart, drop a like, go ahead and share that thing, because there's so many authors out there right now who have their book sitting in their head, and it's been sitting in their head for so long, and they don't know what to do with it. And what I would rather see is them get that book out of their head, onto the paper, and that way it can impact the world. So listen, my name is Ray Destin Jr. I am the CEO and founder of BOBM Publishing. Love you guys, and I will see y'all next time. Love y'all. Y'all have a good one.